So can one say that in your work, in your consulting, you are focused more or less on nutrition issues?
No.
Of course, no. But you don't consult about spiritual issues. At the first step, most of the time, is a consulting about nutrition and physical materials.
This is also not true. It depends on the person contacting me. If I see that the person has a spiritual issue, then I will not talk about nutrition. Then I will talk about the spiritual issue. But as about, let's say, 80%, 90% of the people are having problems with physical issues due to malnutrition, due to lack of minerals, due to lack of enzymes, I have to talk about these things on the first hand. And then in the second step, if the person wants it, we can also touch other issues. But mainly the spectrum is very broad. That means that we can really talk about everything, and we talk about curses, about black magic, which might be now a little bit a strange topic for some people, but I can give you some deeper information later on about this. Mainly, people should just think that the body is like a machine being fueled by the best petrol available. If we give the machine bad petrol, which leaves some residues in the body, and the body cannot really properly work with it, then the body will have a dysfunction in a shorter or long-term frame. So I recommend to people avoid eating raw food. This again might sound for some people a bit strange. Nevertheless, the results I'm getting with these recommendations are outstanding. People do not have to wait weeks or months to see a result. They will have a result within a few days. I recommend people not to eat any plant, I don't know how to call that in English, but the species is the potato, then the aubergine, I don't even know how to call that in English.
The one that grow at night.
Yeah, the one that grow at night, I don't know how to call that in English. Avoid these kind of food. Then do not eat pork if possible. We are not extremists, by the way. We don't hang here with a head like this. We just recommend use your mind, be wise, eat things which have been taught us for centuries that they are good for our health. All cabbages, they cause gas, you know, also some bacterial problem in the digestion system. So avoid these things and eat lentils, zucchettis, what else? Rice, noodles, bread, meat, and then you will see within a very short time you will have an improvement in your health, overall health. Still, as we both know, in these days it's not so easy to get enough minerals as well as enough enzymes out of the food, because what I see that about 20–30% of the people have a lack of enzyme. Some people, many kids in these days have a lack of enzyme as well as a lack of mineral. So if the food does not supply these essential nutritional products, how do we get it? Where do we get these very, very essential products from? And we recommend some products. You can find these products, either we can tell you if you have a question, or you can find them on the web. But the advantage we use when we choose products, we use a certain kind of diagnosis system. The diagnosis system we use is called in English a pendulum. It looks not like this. This is called, we call it in Germany, we call it a biotensor. But it has the same function as a pendulum. You could use anything as a pendulum, like for example this necklace. The idea behind it is just to tell me, and also tell you if you're able to do it, is this product of use for me? Is it good? Has it good or bad energy? Or what energy does it have?
Why does this pendulum work? I mean, I'm an electrical engineer. I like to measure something with some cables and very sophisticated. Why is a pendulum like this working? Is there what's behind
You
this?
see, this is a lot more sophisticated than your electrical diagnosis system.
But why?
Why? Because we are created this way. We are so incredibly complicated. We are so incredibly sophisticated. We are so incredibly sensitive. If we trained our sensitivity, that you can just forget any diagnosis system on the planet. I can find with this sensorium. It's like a sensorium. I am the sensor. And this just gives me the indication, and I can tell you out of experience, so many people, they go to professional diagnosis laboratories. I tell them you have a fungus in your system or you have a bacterial infection, and I can assure you the diagnosis system, the normal common used laboratory system, does not find it. So how does this work? And we find it. The Spirit gives me the direction where to go. It shows me exactly. You have a bacterial infection. This is where your problem comes from. Just take this and this remedy, and you will see. You will have very soon. You will have total relief.
So everybody can learn how to do this if they have the urge to do it.
Yeah, you can learn, but you see. As you know, as a technical person, if the apparatus you use is not properly adjusted,
then he means your physical and spiritual,
yeah, but
mainly the spiritual body.
Yeah, but still, I'm telling you that if you use an analytical instrument and this has not been properly set up in the beginning, then you will just have the wrong results.
Yes.
The same with me. Let's say I'm angry very often, or I drink tons of coffee, I will just smoke pot every day, then don't expect the pendulum to give you any good results. I mean, you have to live in a way creation or God has meant the life to be. If you, as we just said, as you misbehave or disregard certain orders which just are a fact for all of us, then you can use it, but your results will just be not very spectacular. They will even be misleading, by the way. I know many people use it here in Europe. I don't know how it is in the English-speaking countries, but many people use it in Europe. And I can tell you sometimes that I tell the people, why don't, because very often they get wrong results. And then I say to the people, just test yourself how accurate you are. Are you 100%, 90, 80? And I can tell you most of the people, they lay between 80 and 50%. So they can even leave it, because every fifth result is wrong.
So how did you get there to be more maybe than 80% truth and accurate? How do people get there? How do they find out, okay, this is divine and this is out of divinity, a little bit more out of divinity, a little bit more out of harmony? How can they find out?
First of all, look at your life. If your life, generally speaking, let's say your marriage, your kids, your general life is in a proper harmony, then this is already a good sign. The other thing is that if we believe in a God and our goal in life is to find this God, and this has been my quest now for more than 30 years, then I am a believer that God will reveal the truth to me or you or whoever. But surely, I mean, if I want to have a discussion with you, but I speak to him, then the discussion will not be very fruitful in the end. So I need to know who is God, who am I, what's my purpose in life.